What is up, crazy scientists? Welcome to the show. My name is Kavina.
And my name is Mackenzie.
My name is Kobe.
And together, we are
the Couch Potato Lab.
Thank you so much for coming to the show and taking a little bit of time out of your day to become a better scientist. Good for you. That's awesome. We are very happy to be here. Today is episode 11, and we will be celebrating cells today. All right. So, there are some ways to get a hold of us during the show if you want to ask some questions, give us some comments or your concerns. There's 4 ways to get a hold of us. 1, YouTube. You can find us at Eyes Youth on YouTube. 2, Kobe, what is it?
You can text us with the phone number.
Text us. Yeah. There it is. 306-570-1013. So you can text us. You can find us on YouTube. What's next, Mackenzie?
You can find us on Instagram or Twitter at Eyes Youth.
Instagram, Twitter at Eyes Youth. And Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, texting, and YouTube. Yes, 5 different ways to find us at Eyes Youth. There it is. That's our handle for everything. Okay? So that's how you find us. Now, before we get started, let's get to know our scientists a little better. Let's kick it off with Mackenzie. I want to know your pronouns and a fun fact about yourself.
All right, yes. So, my name is Mackenzie. My pronouns are she, her. And a fun fact about myself? Well, a couple episodes ago, Katie was talking about the forces in a trampoline, and I used to love jumping on my trampoline.
What happened?
But unfortunately, Kobe, when you were at my house last time, he was jumping on my trampoline and broke it.
No.
Good times.
What?
Kobe,
That
you weigh
happens.
Like 1,000 pounds. How did you break a trampoline?
It's just too much force, too much gravity going on, I think.
You have too much force.
Yeah,
You're
too much
powerful.
force.
Thanks, Mackenzie.
That's all right.
Like I said, folks, my name is Kavina. I get to be your host today. My pronouns are she, her, and a fun fact about me is I am an adrenaline junkie. I like to find adrenaline in things I do. As you can see, we got a little stunt coming up. And one time, I was at a trampoline park, and I tried to do a belly flop into a front flip, and I broke my nose. So sometimes my stunts don't always work out, but hopefully today they will.
Was your nose in a cast or anything like that?
They didn't cast my nose. This is really bad. I didn't go see the doctor. I should have. Yeah.
But
Not recommended.
That's a long story. Kobe, I want to know more about you two.
Hello, my name is Kobe. My pronouns are he and him. And a fun fact about me is that I'm not the biggest fan of horror movies. So instead of watching the horror movies and then like seeing a trailer of them and like, wow, they look very interesting, but I'm too scared. So what I'm gonna do, I usually just I read a little plot summary of everything that goes on to see if it's cool or not.
That's right. So you didn't see all like the gore and
Nope,
the guts
not
and
a big fan of the gore and stuff.
Okay.
I agree. I'm the same way.
And to start off this episode, we would like to acknowledge that we are on Treaty 4 land, and we're coming live from Eyes to you. And Treaty 4 land is the traditional territory of the Nahiwak, Nakaway, Dakota, Nakota, and Lakota peoples, and the traditional homeland of the Métis-Michif Nation. So we're super happy and grateful to share the space with these peoples and acknowledge the diversity in our audience that may be coming from different numbered treaties, from treaties made between the Crown and the sovereign indigenous nations or unceded territory. So thanks for taking the time to recognize this and joining us today.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Kobe.
Now, Kavina, I have a question for you. For you, sorry.
Question for me?
Yeah, why are you wearing that? I'm very confused.
Why I'm all protected up? Okay.
Yeah.
Mackenzie, Kobe, did you see yesterday's episode?
Yes, they talked about friction in a bottle, right?
The friction in a bottle, but also how there's not a lot of friction in banana peels. That's what they were saying yesterday.
Oh,
Something
yes,
about a friction coefficient or something like that?
I think it's like 0.17, so it's like really, really slippery, I believe, right?
Yes, apparently banana peels are very, very slippery, and I think the only way to really know if that's true is, as a true scientist, we gotta test it out. Okay.
All right, let's see.
Can I do it? You guys think
Yeah,
you can do
go
it? Okay.
ahead.
I'd like to see you try.
Oh, just get
Your
in front.
gear ready to go.
Okay, so as you can see up front here, we have our smooth surface, so we don't wreck the carpet. We have our banana peels, and we have our skier, and I'm going to try to slide these banana peels. I'm going to try to slide to the very end of the platform.
Oh God.
All
I'm
right.
getting actually really nervous, but we're going to do this.
I think it's gonna work.
I'm glad
I
you're
gotta
wearing
take a
so
running
much
start.
protective gear. All right, can we give her a
Give me a
countdown?
Yes.
Okay.
From 5.
5,
4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh
goodness.
Wow, nicely done.
Okay, so I didn't quite make it all the way. Good thing I had these on. 'Cause that would have been really bad. I made it about a third of the platform. I'm willing to give it one more go, just see if it can make it a little farther. Is that okay?
Yeah, I'd
Sure.
like to see it again.
I'm gonna go snowboard style now.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right, should we give her another countdown?
All right.
All right. 5,
5,
4, 3, 2, 1,
Oh
go!
gosh.
Oh,
I missed the bananas.
I'm not sure if that was any better.
I think there's a lot of friction going on with the wood and the banana. It's not too
Yeah.
great there.
Yeah, maybe on a slipperier surface, like tile or something like that would work better.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well,
Okay.
what do we say? You think the friction coefficient is semi-accurate?
Yeah, maybe. I think it's just like we have to consider the friction coefficient of the wood as well in our calculation. So that may have made it not as slippery for the bananas.
Yeah, I think we'd have to test it out in a couple different flooring choices there.
Flooring.
I'm up for some more tests if y'all would like later.
All right, so today's episode, we're going to check out cells and a whole bunch of organelles. So, Kavina, where do we find the lab manual?
The lab manual, good question, Kobe. You can find the lab manual if you write this link in your website browser, bit.ly/couchpotatolab. bit.ly/couchpotatolab. You can find the lab manual there, and that's going to tell you how to do the same experiments that we are doing today. Okay?
Yeah, so
All right.
today we're going to play with a whole bunch of cells. Mackenzie, do you have any idea on how to start this off?
I don't know. I don't know. Kavina, can you give us some direction? What should we be doing
Yeah.
here?
Let's think about this. Now, there's that one thing. That could work. Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Places, everyone.
Places?
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Getting all ready here. All right. Here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4. Today's the day we're gonna learn about the cells.
If we teach it okay, you'll know it very well.
So listen up, cool couch potatoes.
Let's talk about the building blocks of life.
Cells that make us cells. Cells. They're made of organelles.
Try to pull a fast one with the cytoplasm gels.
The nucleus takes over, controlling everything.
The party don't stop till the memory blocks the scene.
Inside the vacuole, we could float around for hours.
Cytoplasm showers, loving sunlight showers.
Cells. They're made of organelles. Cells. First things first, there's two different types. Animal and plant cells that make up all life.
The little things are made of microscopic cells.
We call them organelles.
Now let's break it down and get some information. How do cells work?
It's a crazy combination. Cells. They're made of organelles.
Try to pull a fast one, the cytoplasm gels.
The nucleus takes over and controls everything.
The party don't stop till the memory blocks the scene.
Inside the vacuole, we could float around for hours.
All the chloroplasts, loving sunlight showers.
Cells. They're made of organelles. Cells. So stick with us at the Couch Potato Lab. We'll figure out together why cells are so fab.
Woo!
Yeah, that's right. You heard it here, folks. We're now taking bookings, so if you want to just reach out to us at the I cell phone number, that's 306-570-1013.
We do weddings too.
Weddings?
We also
Cell
do
wrap with
weddings.
weddings.
Hey, everyone needs to know about cells. They're that important.
They are, and we're very passionate about it. Now, before we go on, we can't take the credit for that rap, okay? So we want to give a shout out to this awesome YouTuber. Her name is Emily Cracknell, and she has a YouTube channel called Tunes to Teach, and she has that rap. So if you want to find that, you can search that up on YouTube, and you can also memorize this rap. If you have this rap nailed and you think you can do it better than us, why don't you send us a video? Text it to us, tweet it to us at Eyes Youth. Okay?
Yeah, we'd love to hear you. It's lots of fun.
So, if you haven't caught it by now. We are talking about cells today. And to learn a little more about cells, we need to somehow see them. But they are so small, they are microscopic. You can't see them with your own eyes. You need a microscope. So luckily, Mackenzie and Kobe here have brought their microscopes today, and we'll be looking at cells today.
Mackenzie, did you?
I
bring one.
didn't get the memo.
Nope.
Wait, you didn't get my email this morning?
No.
No.
Sorry, I think it probably got sent to the junk mail or something. Sorry, Kavina.
Boss Megan is not going to like this.
What are
Guys,
we gonna
this
do?
is a whole show on cells. How are you supposed to see cells?
Okay, wait. I have an idea. So
Yeah.
cells are living things, so we can't make cells because they're living. But
Yeah.
maybe we could try to make like a model of a cell. I have all of these things on my
Ooh.
desk. Maybe we could try to put some of them together to make a cell.
A model. Okay, we've built some of those before on the Couch Potato Lab. Kobe, what do you think about a model today?
I think a edible model will probably be the best because
Okay.
after our hard work, we can eat that all up. It's gonna
Eat
be a
it
good
all up.
snack. What do you think?
True.
I think
A
that's a
yummy
really
snack.
good idea.
Mackenzie?
All right,
Perfect.
Let's try it for sure.
good plan. Okay, so do you remember the rap? There's that lyric. It goes, first things first, there's two different
Types.
there's two different types. And then Mackenzie, what did you say?
Animal and plant cells that make up all life.
Yes. So there's two different types of cells,
Okay.
animal and plant cells.
Oh.
So we'll have to make two models today, okay?
Two models, and
That
I
makes
think we
sense.
have a
wants
really
to do
cool design or graphic to show you of the comparison between animal and plant cells. And with these magic words, I'm going to show you this graphic right now. 3, 2, 1, abracadabra. So as you can see,
Yarr.
there's plant cells and animal cells, and there's a whole bunch of different things that are overlapping, but there are some unique components between a plant cell and an animal cell.
Yeah, it kind of looks like there's some things that me and you, Kobe, if we're going to do different ones that we could build together, and then there's some things that we might have to do on our own. Should we try that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so we got plant and animal. Who's taking the plant cell?
I think I will take the plant cell. I'm going to take the plant cell because I have a rectangular tin right here, and it's going to represent that rigidity of that, or the rectangular shape of the plant cell. So I'm going to take plant
Like
cell.
it.
How about you, Mackenzie?
Yeah, I'll take animal cell because I have a circular shape right here, and I think that's going to work really well to make an animal cell with.
I like it.
Cool.
Okay, we're on the right start. So the next thing our cell needs, well, cells aren't hollow, right? There's something inside of them. They're actually not filled with water. They're filled with this kind of goo. It's a little thicker than water. Do you guys know what I'm talking
Starts
about?
with a C, right, Mackenzie?
Cytosol. Is that right?
Cytosol.
Cytosol, yeah.
Cytosol.
Nice. Yes. We're going to need some cytosol in our cells. So for your model, you'll need something to represent that cytosol.
Yeah,
What do
so
you got?
cytosol it's like a gel-like liquid, and it surrounds all of the different organelles that we were talking about before in the cell. So I think I'm going to look at all of these materials, and I think I'm going to use Jello, yeah, because I'm going to want to spread it out at the bottom, and I'm going to want to be able to put things within it. So yeah, for cytosol, I'm going to use my Jello,
Like
and
it?
I'm going to put it around the bottom of my cell. I'm just going to kind of crush it up too, so
Crush
it
it
Ooh,
up.
with
really
your fingers.
surrounds
Get in
it.
there. Nice massage. What I'm
Yes.
going to choose for my cytosol, I'm going to use icing.
Icing.
Yeah, I'm going to
Oh.
use some icing
Nice.
because I think icing is like really good for allowing things to stick around because I know that the cytosol is a component of the cytoplasm, and the cytoplasm has carries all the organelles of a cell, and it has like proteins and enzymes all in that bubble bath. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Cytosol's looking good. I like your choices.
Yeah,
A
I'm
little
still just
thicker
getting
than
it
water.
all over the bottom because I'm pretty sure that it surrounds the whole cell. Is that right, Kavina? So I'm just going to try to make
Yeah.
sure that it's along the whole entire bottom and then there's not any extra space.
So all the components in a cell are the organelles, and they are completely surrounded by all of that cytosol. Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
cool. I think I'm almost there.
I'm almost
All
there.
right.
And a cool fun fact about the cytoplasm is that there's 2 layers of a cytoplasm. There's the ectoplasm and the endoplasm. So the ectoplasm is closer to the outside, and the endoplasm will be the inside part or the internal component of the cell.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
And so you're saying there's differences between those two.
Yeah, there is
Okay.
differences. Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
Your cytosol,
Yeah, I think
Okay.
mine looks perfect. It's
Now
going to
the-
be so good.
I like it. It looks good. the next thing we need is a barrier for that cell. The cell needs to keep all of its components together, and it also needs to block out viruses and bad things. Okay? So what do we use as a barrier? What is the barrier in a cell?
So you're thinking like an outline, kind of like something that's the outside of my cell?
Yeah. Starts with an M. I'm thinking something that starts with an M.
Membrane.
Membrane.
Cell
Yes,
membrane.
that's it. It's a membrane.
We need a membrane. All cells have a membrane surrounding it to keep everything inside. Okay?
Yeah, so I think for my membrane, I want something that kind of lines the whole entire edge. So looking at my materials here, I think I'm going to use the fruit roll-up. Yeah.
The fruit roll-up?
Yeah. So I'm going to just put this along my entire edge, I think.
Okay.
What are you going to use, Kobe?
And
I
the
think I'm
artwork.
going to, actually, I don't really want to copy you because I don't want to be a copycat. So I'm going to use some streamers to make it a little fancy for my plant cell.
Ooh, I'm getting like a birthday vibe from Kobe's
Birthday vibe.
models so far. You got like icing for a birthday cake, streamers.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Okay, we got membranes happening. And as you can see in both of these models, the membrane is very thin and it's very fluid. It can kind of like move around and take all different kinds of shapes.
Yeah, so Kavina, I have a question for you. We mentioned
Sure.
at the beginning that cells are living things. So cells would need to eat and drink to stay alive, right?
Yeah, cells both need nutrients like food, and they also need water. They need food and water just like any living thing.
So if I have this membrane and it's blocking the food and water from getting in, what am I going to do? Like, how does the food and water get into the cell?
Good question. Well, yeah, cells don't have mouths per se, but they have a membrane, and the membrane is called semi-permeable. And
Ooh.
Semi-permeable, it means that there's some things that can go in the cell and some things that can't. So the cell is actually quite good at picking what can go in and what can't go in. So like I was saying, they don't want to be infected with viruses, so they try to block out the viruses, but when they need nutrients and water, they can allow those things to go in.
Oh, so it's kind of like there's a security guard on the outside of the cell, and when you try to get into the cell, the security guard says yes or no. So if it's something bad, the security guard would say no, and if it's something good, then it would get to go into the cell.
Exactly. Like if you're if you're a cell and you want to order pizza, you let the pizza in. But if a burglar, no burglars allowed. Okay?
Wow, that makes so much sense. How's yours looking over there, Kobe?
I'm loving my cell right now, but I remember that plant cells have a different like outer membrane,
Yeah.
right, Camino?
Yeah. So the membrane that you've already put on, it's very like fluid and movable, you could say. But then also plant cells have a very rigid outer structure. Do you know what it's called? You've heard of
The
this
cell wall, correct?
Yeah, the cell wall.
The cell wall. So the cell wall is like a really strong support structure around the cell. So it is very, very rigid. It is also semi-permeable. So it allows like different solutes or ions that goes into it, but it's kind of acting as this extra layer of security guards.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, wait. You're talking about the cell wall. I have never heard of that. I have
Cell wall.
nothing that
Yeah.
I have nothing over here for it in my animal cell.
Yes. Well, that's because Mackenzie, you have an animal cell there, and animal cells actually don't have cell walls. Only plants do. And Kobe, do you want to like tell the viewers a little more about why plants need a cell wall and animals don't really?
Yes, for sure. So I have 2 bags of membranes. One of them is a animal cell, and one of them is the plant cell. The thing is, plant cells need to stack against each other so that they can stay straight and unwilted as a plant, so they can reach the sky and reach for the sun and get as much light as possible. So if I were to stack these 2 membranes together, it doesn't stack very well. If I had
No.
lots more, I don't think I can make a really, really tall tower out of that.
You just have like a blob.
Yeah, it's just a big giant blob. So in order for the plant cells to stay up, they have to stay inside a cell wall that's nice and rigid so that they can stack up. So this cardboard right here will represent that cell wall, and I can stack these cups nice and straight.
Oh, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
That's how a plant grows nice and tall.
Nice and tall.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, Kobe, I noticed the plant walls. they're not green. Is that done on purpose?
The plant
Like
walls?
in those boxes are black. Are they supposed to be green?
No, I
No?
don't think so.
No.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
Kavina, what do you think?
No, I don't think they are. We'll talk a little bit about that in a little bit.
There's a special organelle that allows
Mhm.
plants to be either green or a different color, and we're gonna save it for later on.
Yeah.
But in order to represent that cell wall in my edible diagram, I'm going to use graham crackers and put it outside along my cell membrane.
Awesome. I
Perfect.
like
Now,
it.
I heard that cell wall is also really important because animal cells, we can move if something's like attacking us. Like, say I was trying to run away, someone was chasing me, I could run away, but a plant, they can't just run away, right?
No, plants don't move.
Yeah, so if someone
Yeah.
steps on it, they need to have enough of a structure and be rigid enough so that they are strong and then they can rebuild.
Good point, Mackenzie. Yeah,
'Cause
the
men-
cell wall
yeah.
protects them a little
Yeah.
more.
So like most animals are very mobile, right? They usually have to move around to find food or to run away from predators. But because plants are sessile, meaning that they have to stay in place, they have to compensate for that with their cell walls. And cell walls are made of cellulose. And cellulose is a really, really strong material that is hard to digest. So like, for example, if we were to eat grass, we wouldn't digest that very well. But cows, on the other hand, have a fermentation chamber in their stomach that allows them to digest that cellulose and break it down. Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess I'll let you have your cell wall then because at least I can run away.
Okay.
True. Okay, folks, let's move on to our next component of the cell. Now, this is one of the most important organelles that cells need, okay? And inside of this organelle is where that valuable DNA is kept, which is very, very important for the cell. So, do you two know the organelle that keeps the DNA protected?
Is it the
Nucleus.
Yes.
I knew it. It's
Mackenzie.
the
Dang
nucleus.
it. You were too fast.
Yeah.
Yes. Nucleus.
Nucleus.
Mhm.
Mackenzie, do you know a little bit more about the nucleus? Do you have any facts to share?
I
them?
do know a few things. After
Sure.
that DNA episode a couple weeks ago, I started looking up DNA, and I heard when I was reading that the DNA is kept in the nucleus, and the nucleus has a membrane to keep all of this DNA and important information inside of it. So I think I need something pretty big that has a membrane and has something that represents DNA inside of it. So
What do you
looking at
got
my
there?
table.
Oh, I see something that would work.
Ooh, okay, I do too. I'm gonna use my apple.
Yeah.
You're gonna use
And-
your apple?
Yeah, and I'm gonna cut it open so you can see what's inside. So I'm just gonna quickly cut it open. Here it is.
What
Cut
the
open.
fastest cut I've ever seen.
I can do that too.
All right, we're cutting apples today on the Couch Potato Lab.
Yes.
So our apple is representing our nucleus because are you thinking that the peel of the apple kind of represents that membrane that surrounds the nucleus, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And inside of the apple, we have of course,
Seeds.
some seeds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you and so are you thinking the seeds will represent the DNA?
Yes, I think so.
Cool.
And I also picked the apple because it's fairly big, and the nucleus is a really big part of the cell. So I'm glad that it represents it really well. But I'm actually getting a little bit worried because there is a lot happening within this cell, and I might forget what's happening. Do you think we should label it? Is that a good idea?
Yeah. Let's
Yes.
start labeling that. So we have
Okay.
little flags made.
Oh.
You can stick it in. And while you're doing that, I would like to remind you viewers that it's episode 4 that we talked about what DNA is and why it's so important to cells and living things. So check out episode 4 if you'd like to know more about DNA. And that's when we brought in bananas too to talk about DNA. Okay? And while you're putting those flags on, let's answer a question here. Rex. Hello, thanks for joining us, Rex the cat. Rex asks, are cell walls also permeable?
Yes.
Kobe?
Cell walls are also permeable. They allow like solutes and water through them as well. So that's why I represented the cell wall with graham crackers because they have little tiny holes. So it's like an extra layer of security guards that allows only specific things to go into the plant cell.
You know what they
Thanks, Kobe.
say, 2 is always better than 1.
2 is always better than
It's
1.
true.
Nicely done.
You got it.
Okay, we've got our nucleus, our cytosol, our membranes. Now, the next thing I want to bring up is, well, there's DNA inside of the nucleus, right? Does the DNA ever leave the nucleus? Anyone know?
I think so. It must be
Maybe.
used for something.
Yeah.
Yes, DNA.
I think I've heard of this thing. It's pretty close to DNA, but it starts with a different letter. It's RNA. Does that have anything to do with it?
Yeah, RNA is what it leaves the nucleus. So the DNA likes to stay inside to keep it protected. So what the cell does is it actually creates a photocopy of that DNA, and it's called RNA. And the RNA is what leaves the nucleus to eventually make a protein. So why don't we add something in that cell to represent the RNA, which is what's leaving the nucleus?
Okay.
How about that? How about that?
I'm going to use worm, a gummy worm.
Me
Gummy
too. Wow, great minds think alike.
It's true. All right, I'm going to put a gummy worm in my cell.
And it's coming out of the apple.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah.
That's a good
Looks
idea.
like
a worm out of
Great
an
It's like
idea.
rotting- Nice. Okay, we got our RNA. Now, our RNA, like I said, it's used to create a protein. So the RNA gets fed through a protein factory. You guys know what I'm talking about? Protein factory?
Yeah, there's two
yes.
different parts. I
Yep.
know that much. One of them starts with an E.
Yep.
Endo.
Covey, help her out.
Endoplasmic reticulum.
Yes, that's it. It's
Yeah.
an
Yeah, I
endoplasmic
got you.
reticulum.
Okay, that is
got
such,
it.
that is such a long word. Why don't we say it all together? Ready?
Okay.
Endoplasmic reticulum. Yes.
Oh, yeah. I got it.
Endoplasmic reticulum. And instead of saying that big long word, you can just simply say the ER.
Oh, that's
E-
so much easier.
R. Okay?
The
Yeah. So the ER is very important for this protein factory. And we're going to talk a little more about that in a second. But what I'll tell you guys is the ER is a membrane that surrounds the nucleus.
Oh, okay.
It's this like big flowy membrane that surrounds the nucleus.
Flowy.
Flowy.
What
Ooh,
could I use?
Flowy.
Look at this.
Flowy.
Flowy
Wow, like spaghetti. Okay,
Spaghetti.
I
love
got
my
it. I'm going to
spaghetti.
use
Yeah.
spaghetti. Okay, so you said it surrounds my nucleus, so I'm going to put it just in front of my
Good.
nucleus there.
And why don't we help the viewers out? Because our models look a little different than what it looks like in a picture of a cell. So why don't we throw up that picture of the cell one more time? Abracadabra.
Alakazam.
Alakazam.
Welcome
There it
to
is.
my
Okay,
graph.
so the endoplasmic reticulum in these models are blue. So you can see that membrane just surrounds the nucleus, and there's a lot of it, lots of layers in it.
All right, I think I'm going to add, after I looked at that picture, I'm definitely going to add a little bit more spaghetti because there is quite a bit in that picture. So I think I have enough
Do you
now.
wanna- why don't you hold that up and show the camera? Can you do
Do you
that?
see how much I
Oh,
have
yeah.
there?
ER's looking good.
Yeah.
Kobe, let's see
Yes,
yours. What do you?
mine looks good too.
Cool. And so that ER is made out of a membrane similar to the membrane of the nucleus and similar to the membrane of the outside of the cell as well. There's
Yeah.
lots of membranes involved.
But there, in that picture, there was something connected to the endoplasmic reticulum. It kind of looked similar. Is it involved too?
Ooh, are you talking about those little dots?
Yeah.
The little studs?
Yes.
Yeah, those are the most important part of this protein factory. Those are the ribosomes. Okay?
Huh.
The ribosomes are what actually slides along the RNA, reads the RNA, and makes a protein. And so the ribosomes are kept in the ER.
Okay.
Okay?
So
It's
we should
kept-
add something along the ER that is a ribosome. Is that
Yeah,
right?
Ribosomes, they're circular and they're quite small.
Okay. Kobe, what are you using? I don't know what I should use.
I think I'm gonna decide. I decided to use marshmallows as my ribosomes because they are nice and small and they can be everywhere.
Cool. I
Sprinkle
think that's a
them
good
all
idea.
around.
Put those
I'll do that
ribosomes
too.
on. Now, scientists, I have a question for you.
What's up?
We're talking about a protein factory. Now, I know what a factory is, but proteins, that is like it can be an uncommon word for some of our viewers. Now, what is a protein? Did I stump
Protein.
you?
Sometimes I hear it when I'm eating. Like
Ooh, yeah.
I'll make sure I have protein when I'm eating my supper. I don't know. Is it part of like nutrition, part of my diet.
Yeah, because like I know that when I work out, I have to eat lots of protein to build more muscle. So I have to eat like chicken or maybe some tofu or chickpeas like that, because they are good protein sources. Is that correct? Is that what protein is, Kavina?
Protein is food. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah, we eat a lot of protein, and protein helps give lots of things structure. There's protein in our skin, there's protein in our hair, there's protein in our muscles, there's protein inside of our cells to help give our cells structures as well. So proteins are one of the building blocks of life. Yeah. and We
Okay.
need them all in the cells, all in our body. So it's important that we make lots of them.
Okay.
So I know that ribosomes are attached to the endoplasmic reticulum, but I heard that there's lots of cytoplasm. There's lots of ribosomes around the cytoplasm as well, correct? Yes. So I think I decided to, instead of putting all the marshmallows near the endoplasmic reticulum, I'm going to sprinkle it all around my cell, because there's lots
Yeah.
of cytoplasm happening in the cell and making lots of protein going on.
You're right, Kofi.
Yeah.
There's ribosomes on the ER, and then we have free-floating ribosomes all throughout the cell.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so I think there might be one more part of our protein factory. I don't really know what it is, but I definitely know it exists. So can someone help me out?
The last part of the protein factory
Starts with a G, correct?
starts with a G, and it's another long, crazy word.
Okay.
Oh, it's a two-worder.
It's
Ooh.
it's a
A
two-worder. Do we know what we're talking?
Uh,
Should we say it on 3 again? That's kind of fun.
Okay, I have a good estimate of what I think it is. So yeah, let's try that.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Golgi
Apparatus. Whoa,
Yeah, nailed
Mackenzie,
it.
you're talking so fast. It is called the Golgi Apparatus. Yes.
Okay.
The Golgi Apparatus is kind of like, Mackenzie, you have a funny word for it, don't you? Like a funny metaphor. What is the Golgi Apparatus like?
The Fedex of the cell.
The Fedex of the cell. Yes, you like to always say that. It's funny.
It is funny.
Yeah. So
It
it's
helps
called
me remember.
Yeah. It's called the Fedex of the cell because just like the FedEx, it takes a protein and it packages it up in a correct way, and then it can send it off to its location. So the Golgi puts a shipping label on, it makes sure that the package is in good condition before it sends it off. Just like the FedEx.
All right, so we talked about lots of components of the protein factory. Mackenzie, can you give me a quick refresher of what those 3 components are again? What were the names of, or the components of the protein factory? Yeah.
Okay, so we had the ribosome,
Mm-hmm.
the endoplasmic reticulum,
Yep.
the Golgi apparatus. Should we just go to the factory and get a tour of the factory so we understand it a little better? Is that a good idea?
Yeah.
Wait,
tour
we're,
of the
we're
factory.
touring the protein factory?
Well, I think we should.
I like this idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
I
go
think
call my
it's-
friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'll come with you.
Okay.
I'm going down to the basement as well.
Dun da da. Let's play some
Alright.
elevator music.
Good news, guys. My friend said we can come to the factory.
All
sweet.
right,
Okay,
so
are
yeah,
we on our
just-
way?
Yeah, grab your things and then we'll head out to the factory.
Sweet. Okay.
All right,
All
Mackenzie,
right.
you take the lead. I don't know where I'm going.
All right. So, in the first part of the factory, we have the endoplasmic reticulum. And on the endoplasmic reticulum, there is a ribosome, and the ribosome's job is to read the RNA. So let's read what we have to do today. All right, it says, step 1, make a protein for Tom's bicep. Okay. Now, proteins are very specific, so I have to read a little bit more to know what type of protein to make. It says blue, yellow, green. So that order is really important. I have to make sure I make it. Blue, yellow, green. Okay, I have the instructions. Okay. All right, I have blue. Then it was yellow. Yellow, okay. Blue, yellow, and green. All right, now in factories, one part of the factory doesn't do everything. So now I started this protein, and I'm going to put it in a little bag, and I'm going to ship it over to the Golgi apparatus to finish up. So I'm going to put it over, and let the Golgi apparatus finish up.
Yeah, welcome to the Golgi Apparatus. Now, I'm pretty much the most important part of this protein factory. The ER just never gets it right, okay? So just, first of all, this protein, we need to modify it a little. This doesn't have to be there. And this, no. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna modify this so it's a more functional and it's a much more higher quality. And also, the ER, they never package these right. I'm going to package this the right way. First of all, let's protect it up. And make sure that it's not going anywhere. Like I said, my function is kind of like the Fedex of the cell. I am packaging up my protein.
That's some good packaging over there.
Yeah, I do it right here at the Golgi Apparatus. We do it right. All right, that's looking pretty good. Okay, so the next part of my job is to throw a shipping label on this so I can make sure this protein goes to the right place, and that is Tom's bicep. So what I do is I add a little tag on here. Postal code CLS4FL. That stands for Cells for Life. And our address today is the muscle cell, province, human, country, Tom's bicep. All right, add my shipping label so it gets to the right place.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna send this through the cytosol to the outside of the cell, to a muscle cell now.
All right, so the thing is, I'll take that from you. Perfect. All right, so there's many different destinations where this package can go to. So it can go to other organelles. It can go to outside the cell. But where we really, really want this package to go to is muscle cell human Tom's bicep. So we have to ship it to Tom's bicep. This is where we're going to go.
Yep.
So we're pretty much going to put it in a little vesicle, is what the Golgi apparatus made, and we're going to ship it to Tom's bicep cell. And that is the end of the protein factory.
That's
Wow.
the protein factory.
That helped so much. I'm so glad we got to go to the factory today. I loved that. All right, so we know the protein. We know a couple other organelles, but I don't think we're quite done yet. I think there's
No.
a few more that we still have to talk about and add to our model.
There is a very essential organelle that we need to include in both of these cells, animal and plant, and it gives the cell energy. And energy is
Ooh.
very important because sometimes the cells need energy in order to bring in certain nutrients. For muscle cells, they need energy in order to contract. So there's lots of reasons why cells need energy. And to make energy, do you know which organelle does this?
The mitochondria.
Because the mitochondria is the
Powerhouse of the cell.
Yes. So what is this energy that the mitochondria makes, Kavina? Do you know?
What is the energy?
Yeah. What is?
Yeah,
is
we've
there an energy form of it?
We've talked about this on the show before, and it is an acronym, and the acronym is ATP. That is the energy form in cells.
Oh, all right.
Interesting. Well, looking at my ingredients that I have here and taking what you just told me, the thing on my table that gives me the most energy is definitely the coffee beans. So I think I'm going to use the coffee beans for my mitochondria in my cell.
Did everyone have their coffee this morning
I definitely
to
did.
energize themselves? Good. So now let's energize our cells. Add some mitochondria there. Awesome. Kobe, what are you using for your mitochondria?
Okay, so the thing is, I don't drink a lot of coffee. When I drink coffee, it makes me like really, really shaky. So usually, how I get my energy, I like to eat candy and cookies. Get that little sugar rush going on. So I think I'm going to use these little mini cookies as my mitochondria because it gives me energy. Yeah.
I like that. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Okay.
You really could use anything, I guess, as long as you know what it represents.
Mm-hmm.
Mitochondria. Those look quite similar to mitochondria. I like it. Okay. We got our mitochondria. The next thing, our agenda, I'm sorry, Mackenzie, this is mostly for the plant cells, okay? I'm just going to leave you hanging for a second. Covey,
Okay.
the next thing you'll need is in your plant cells, you have like this it's almost like a refrigerator for cells. So they keep all their water and their nutrients and their snacks in there. Do you know what I'm
Yes.
talking about?
So what you're talking about, Kavina, is called the vacuole. And the vacuole is pretty much a storage component with a whole bunch of water and nutrients for that cell. So in order for it to grow, they rely on the vacuole for all its nutrients to grow, and stay straight up so that it can reach for the sun. So in order to do that, since there's a lot of water inside the vacuole, there's a lot of pressure in that vacuole that allows the cells to stay nice and straight and kind of blown up. And So here's an example of two plants that I brought.
Beautiful.
Yes, so one of them is a nice plant that's staying nice and straight. So this one would be that it's nicely watered, it's getting enough water and nutrients so it can stay nice and straight.
Cool.
This, on the other hand, is a little bit wilted. That means they're not getting a lot of water, so the vacuoles can't stay nice and big, and there's not a lot of pressure inside it. So you can see that the plant is like wilting a little bit.
Wilting,
Yeah.
yeah. So the vacuoles aren't fully filled, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay.
And in order to represent the vacuole, I'm going to use this big balloon.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, because the vacuole actually takes up 90% of the plant cell. So it's gonna take up
90%.
90%. So I'm gonna woo!
That thing is
What a
humongous.
beautiful plant cell.
That's about 90%.
Loving that
Wonderful.
plant.
So Covey, is yours still a tasty cell snack? Can you eat all of these things?
You know what? You know what? This balloon is to represent a celebration. I'm celebrating life.
All right. Yeah, let's celebrate life. I like that.
Cells make up all of life, so I like that reference.
We're celebrating
it
cells
works
today.
great.
Mhm.
Cool.
So beat that, Mackenzie. I have something that you don't have. That's two things already. Mhm.
Well, I think I have something that you don't have.
Really?
Mhm.
What would that be?
I think it's called a lysosome. I think I'm on the right track. So a lysosome, it's kind of like a recycling plant. It takes things that the cell doesn't want. Maybe the cell has too much of it, or it's not working right anymore, or maybe the cell just doesn't know what it is. So they send it to the lysosome, and the lysosome gets rid of it and will either convert it back to something that is useful for the cell, or they'll just get rid of it altogether. So to demonstrate what I mean by this, I'm going to do a little chemical experiment. But first,
Ooh.
I need to get my PPE on, so I'm going to head to my basement, grab that, and maybe while I'm doing that, Kavina, you can explain them just a little bit more.
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to the basement.
So while she's doing that, yeah, like she's saying, a lysosome is like a recycling plant. So things go in, and they get crushed up with enzymes and broken up into smaller pieces. And all of those smaller pieces actually get recycled in the plant. Okay? And while Mackenzie's doing that, I'll also answer a quick question from the Hayes brothers. Thank you for
Ooh.
watching another one of our shows. We really appreciate your support. They ask, how big is a cell? Now, I'm glad you asked. I actually did my homework last night, and I also researched this question. And so animal cells are about 10 to 20 micrometers big. And that's about 1/1000th of a centimeter, which means if you took a centimeter, which is only like this big, and you broke it up into 1,000 pieces, that's how big one animal cell would be, is just 1/1000th piece.
That's super tiny.
Very small.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
So it's just a plant cell, right? I mean, animal cell. right?
Animal cells. And
Animal
plant cells can actually be a little larger.
Ooh.
Yes. And
Wow.
Kobe, why do you think that is?
Because the extra layer of cell wall and
Yep.
this gigantic vacuole that kind of blows up the cell wall. The cell. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plant cells can be about 10 times bigger than animal cells.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
But I
that's
mean, we
really
also have some animal cells, like in our human body, that are as big as almost our entire body.
What?
Wow.
Yep.
Really?
We
Oh.
have neurons, which are like brain cells, and they can actually go all the way down our spinal cord. So, yeah, they're like meters large.
All right,
Wow,
Mackenzie, you
that's
look
very
great.
cool. All right, I
That's
think
cool, but-
I'm ready.
Yeah.
So, lysosomes. So we have my cup, and it has a chemical in it, and this is going to represent our lysosome. Now I have styrofoam here, and this styrofoam is going to represent something in the cell that we no longer want, that we want to recycle. So basically what's happening when this material goes into the lysosome, it basically just disappears. So I can put all of this in, and it just disappears.
What?
Yep, that's it. And I can keep putting more in, and it just disappears. It recycles.
Kobe, are you seeing this?
I know, this is like magic.
Pretty
This
cool,
is-
hey?
This is blowing my mind.
Yep, and it
It's
just
bubbling
recycles
now,
it.
too.
And they can use it again in the cell.
Oh my gosh. Is that your last piece? No, I could watch you do this all day.
It's very, very cool.
What?
It's like satisfaction.
Yes,
Very
so this is what
satisfying.
is happening in our lysosome. We're getting rid of the material that we no longer want, and we're converting it into something that we can use in a different way.
I like that.
Yeah, very cool.
That's cool.
Well, you know what, Mackenzie? Even though you have this really, really cool lysosome thing that can digest things and reuse them, plant cells also have something similar to that as well.
Wow.
Mhm.
You're really crushing my dreams over here, Cody.
So
This is battle of the cells today. I like
Battle
it.
of the cells. So vacuoles actually have proteins in it that allows them to digest anything or destroy anything that they don't want. So for example, if this plant cell was infected by a virus and they don't want the virus to spread, the vacuole will release those proteins, eat everything up so the virus can't infect it anymore.
Cells are
Yeah.
smart, hey?
Super smart.
Cells have evolved to be very like protective things. They don't like being destroyed, hey?
All right. Sorry about that.
Sorry, I
I'm
was
just gonna add on. I don't think I ever added the lysosome to my cell, and I don't want to
Oh,
forget
yeah.
about it.
add it on in.
What should I use?
Lysosomes.
The gummy bears?
You haven't used a gummy bear yet.
Okay, I'll use a gummy bear.
It looks like a good size to be a lysosome as
Yeah,
well.
so I'm going to add some of them in. They might blend in a little bit, but we're going to label them so that we can tell. So I'm going to
Yeah.
put them in my cell. Now it's looking pretty full. Are we getting to the end? Is there
We
anything else?
Are getting very close. Sorry, Mackenzie. I know your animal cell is really cool, but I'm gonna have to go back to Kobe with his plant cell one more time. He has another very unique organelle, and that is the one that makes a plant green.
Yes. So plant cells actually have a lot of organelles called chloroplast. And chloroplasts have a pigment called chlorophyll. And chlorophyll is the reason why plants are green. So instead, the chlorophyll absorbs different types of colored light, so like red wavelength lights and blue, but they don't absorb green light. Instead of absorbing that green light, they reflect it, and that reflected light is what we interpret as green.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's really cool.
Mhm.
I didn't know that. I'm glad I learned that today.
Yeah, so the chloroplast is really, really important because it's the main player of photosynthesis. Yeah, so what photosynthesis is, Kavina, can you jog my memory of what photosynthesis is again?
Photosynthesis is basically how plants eat. So what they do is they can take in carbon dioxide from the air. They kind of breathe it in, you could say, and they take sunlight. Ba-bam! They absorb all the sunlight, and they can make sugars that way. And the sugars give them energy. Yeah,
Very
and
cool.
so that happens in the chloroplasts.
Oh, that's cool. So
Yeah.
in order to represent
some in.
the chloroplast, I'm going to use some green gummy bears and spread it around my plant cell.
So thanks, Kobe. And while he's doing that, we are going to answer another question from our good friend Megan. And Megan asks, or Megan tells us that did you know that an egg is one cell?
Wow.
One cell?
Yeah.
Just one cell.
Just one cell. It's quite large, hey?
So like the egg white, the egg yolk, is just a
The
one
shell, the
entire cell.
membrane. Yeah.
Whoa, that's a
That
That must
big
be
cell.
all of the types of the cell in one. That's very cool.
Yeah, I like that. I have another fact about cells. Did you know there's 200 different types of cells in the human body?
200.
Wow, that's a lot of different types
Ooh.
of cells. We only did 2 today.
Yeah. Well, we talked about, the cells in a human body are animal cells. And so animal cells can
Oh.
come in lots of different variations. So we have brain cells, muscle cells, stomach cells, and they all perform different functions. And so they also look a lot different.
So then it makes sense that the viewers at home might have an animal cell that looks slightly different because there's lots of different types of animal cells too. So I think they should share it with us, hey?
Oh, yeah. please send us all your photos of your cell models today before you eat them. So you can find us at Eyes Youth on the Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. So send us your photos using the hashtag CouchPotatoLab. We would love to see your unique models.
All right, Kavina, am I ready to take a picture of mine? Is it all done?
I believe so. It's looking pretty good. What do you think?
I think that's everything that my cell needs. Kobe, how's yours looking?
All right, I think I need one more component. I'm going to add a little bit of green sprinkles to make mine extra
Why
green.
not?
Woo!
Oh yeah, just
Look
dump
at
it.
that. Oh yeah, let it go. Let it rain.
Let it rain. Green sprinkles. Looking, yeah,
Okay,
right on the vacuole. I'm sure they'll stay on there very well.
Wow,
Nice.
that looks great.
It's looking really good. Do you want to hold it up? Can you hold it up a little more to show the audience?
Yes, let's show my cell
There
off.
you go. You know,
Look
we,
at how good this
we'll
looks.
take a picture of these and we will post them on our blog so you can see them a
Yeah,
little better.
these are so good. I'm so glad we made
There
it.
we go. All right, and now folks at home, I think we need to start a little duel here. This is the battle of the cells today. We have an animal cell, we have a plant cell. We want to know from you, what do you think? What's your favorite? Which cell do you like better, a plant cell or an animal cell? They both have very unique ways of working and they have unique organelles. So let us know what you think and why you think that. So you can text us here or also find us at Eyes Youth.
Cool.
Okay. Now our cells are looking very good. Good job, guys. Pat on the back.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Good job. Good job.
That's
Well, I know that Kobe has some of the things in his cell I don't have, but I have some hidden science talents that Kobe might not have.
Oh, are you saying we should do a little bit of a science talent show?
Yep, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay, I like this. Well, let's set our models to the side
Okay.
and let's get on with a little science talent show today.
Okay, can I start?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mackenzie's going to start this one off.
Okay, I'm going to
Go
go to
for
the
it.
basement, get some materials.
Okay.
I need a funnel. I'm trying to find a funnel.
What are you gonna? Are you gonna pour us a drink or something?
I found this. It's a party hat. It's kind of like a funnel. It says, "Happy birthday, Kobe."
No way.
Kobe.
Let me see. Toss
Is it your
over.
birthday?
Almost. Wow.
Kobe, this looks like just your size, too. I think you need to put it on. Look
I
at
think-
that.
I
Look
think
at that.
Kobe has to put it on.
Oh, yay, thank you.
Toss it on. Folks at home, it is Kobe's birthday on Sunday.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, he already broke it. So I
That's
think
all right.
he deserves a little recognition. He's doing so much work at the Couch Potato Lab, and he always brings so much energy and so much knowledge to the show. So, why don't you join us in a little? Should we sing Happy Birthday?
Well, I already rapped today. Let's just do a very, very quick bit of it, okay?
Happy birthday to
to
you.
you.
Hey,
Happy birthday to you.
Oh,
Happy birthday, dear Kobe. Happy birthday to
you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you
All
guys so
right.
much.
I think I might actually have a funnel in the basement, so I'm going to go back down and see if
Go
I
for
can
it.
find my funnel. Okay. Oh, yeah,
Funnel,
there it is.
funnel. Hey, okay.
I also found this ball, and this ball is very important for my talent. So I'm going to show you two versions. So the first version, I'm going to blow this ping pong ball up. Oh, didn't work. That's all right. I'll go do it again. Always works better the second time. Okay, that was perfect. So
All right.
I was able to blow the ball up using just the breath from my mouth. Now, I'm going to try to put this ball in my funnel, and I'm going to blow the exact same and see if I can blow it up. You
That
ready?
seems easy.
Give me a countdown.
3, 2, 1. Come on, Mackenzie. I've heard you have lungs of steel. Let's go.
It doesn't work.
What? What are you
It
talking
doesn't
about?
work.
How? Why?
I think it has to do with Bernoulli dispersion.
Yeah, Bernoulli's principle.
That's it. That's what it is. Now, I don't want to ruin my talents, and nobody gives away the secrets to their special tricks. So maybe I'll think about it, and I might do it on a different episode. But I think it's time that we see what someone else has
All right.
for a talent.
Okay. Well, you heard it here first, folks. We will talk about Bernoulli's principle very soon on a future episode, so stick around. And if you want to find more episodes, all you gotta do is hit subscribe on YouTube, and then you'll get notifications every time we post a new video. So subscribe to us. You can find us there at bit.ly/eyestube, and you can subscribe, all right? Okay, so now that we're kind of in the theme of Kobe's birthday, I'm gonna whip out some birthday candles and bring my next talent. Okay, so I have 2 candles. I'm gonna light them both. Happy birthday to you. Okay, now I am able to relight one of these candles without actually lighting the wick. So, you see that?
Oh my god.
So I blew it out, and I can just ignite the smoke, and it will relight the candle.
Because you didn't even touch the candle, right?
Nope. Oh, I'll do it again. That one didn't work. Ready? Hey!
Whoa.
Do it again.
Okay, pretty cool. Kobe,
Hey! There it is.
can you beat it, Kobe? I want to know.
Yes. Okay, so you played with fire, so I'm gonna play with water today.
Water.
Water.
Okay.
So I actually have a love-hate relationship with cinnamon. And sometimes, like cinnamon on like cinnamon buns is like super fantastic. But cinnamon on like hot rods. You know hot rods? Or
Yeah,
just
like
those
pepperoni sticks?
Yeah, like or not that. Those like cinnamon candy that makes it's like really spicy. Not a big fan of that.
Spicy cinnamon candy.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to pour a little bit of cinnamon all over my bowl right here.
Okay. And you got some water in there.
Yes.
'Kay.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that the cinnamon runs away from my finger.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've never heard
exactly.
of this before. What?
All right, it's the power of my finger because I have magical powers.
You showed us too.
Yes,
Wow,
I
you
do.
said abracadabra.
All right.
Okay.
So, ready.
Yeah, I guess so. Do you know
All
what's
right.
supposed to
I don't know.
In 3, 2, 1.
happen? Wow, I'm so impressed, Cody.
I think I win the talent show.
What's happening?
Yo, let me
Okay,
try
wait,
again.
you
I'm
can
gonna try
try one more
again.
time.
One more time.
3, 2, 1.
Yep, it's official. I get to win the talent show.
No.
Kobe, how embarrassing is this right now?
Okay. What do you? Okay. Never mind.
That's
Well,
okay. You know what?
It's okay. My plant cell looks real good.
This happens all the time in science. We try things, we fail, but then we always try again. And I'm determined that you're going to come back in a few days, probably. And I think you can reattempt this. We'll give you one more shot later, and we're going to see it work. Scientists always fail, but they always come back stronger and smarter.
It's true. Yep.
Totally.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right, so do we have any questions?
Is it time for that part of the show, that segment? That's my favorite part of the show. I love it so much.
All right, here we go. It's time for Ask the Scientists.
Ooh.
All right, I think first things first, we need to put Mackenzie on the hot seat.
Oh,
This
goodness.
is your first show here. Now, Mackenzie,
Okay.
I have a question for you. You're in university, right?
I am. Yep.
Yep. And so you must do labs there as well.
Oh, yeah, of course. I
What's
do a few
the
labs.
most interesting thing you've done in a university lab?
I think the most interesting thing I've done in a university lab, I wasn't technically in class. I was actually in a lab at I's camp, and I got to dissect a frog. That was definitely the coolest thing I've done in a lab.
You dissected a
Frog.
frog.
I did. At I's camp, in a lab at the
Ice
university.
Camp. Yeah, good
Mhm.
times. Cool. Now, Covey,
What's up?
it's a question for you. Ooh. Someone asks, what is a prokaryotic cell?
Ooh, a prokaryotic cell. So there's
Yeah.
2 different types of cell. If we look at more of a blanket term, there's eukaryotic and prokaryotic. So eukaryotic cells have a nucleus, but prokaryotics don't have a nucleus. Instead, prokaryotic cells have like a bunch of DNA inside their cytoplasm, and it's not contained. Yeah. So prokaryotes would have totally different from what nucleus. And prokaryotic cells usually reproduce by cloning each other. Because your DNA is
Clones.
in the cytoplasm, they can clone each other, clone itself real fast. Yeah.
Wow.
Cool.
Very
Hopefully
cool.
we get to talk about prokaryotes a little more in future episodes. Now, folks at home, if you have any more questions, you can always tweet us, Facebook us, Instagram us, or text us. You can find us at EyesYouth and 306-570-1013 using the hashtag CouchPotatoLab as well. Okay. The Hayes brothers say happy birthday, Covey.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
friends.
so much.
Awesome. Okay, I think that's all the time we have today for our Ask the Scientist show.
Wow, I learned so much today, and I had so much fun. I can't wait to eat my cell now.
Is that your lunch?
Yes,
Mackenzie?
I definitely need a snack after all of this hard work.
Awesome. Okay. Well, let's go eat our snacks. And I guess before we go, we just want to give a shout out to our supporters. Actua, the University of Regina, the Faculty of Engineering, and of course, Graffiti TV for being here filming and giving us this lab. So that's it, folks. My name's Kavina,
My name is Mackenzie.
And my name's Kobe.
and we want you to have a great day. Keep doing science. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.